Hello guys, welcome to another session. We have 080910. It's 11th of June, it's night time, and show me the target site detailed related to the target tag 080910 from crviewer.com. Let me sense and gather the impressions in this session, open all possibilities when connecting, and bring forward insights from the target. Emotional state, we've got tired, eager, open, calm, and open again. Physical state, sore hand, let's do it, calm and ready. Just a little doodle just to get into the mode. The way this doodle works is I just do scribbles, try and see if there's any sort of auto artwork sort of happening. And to get myself into the mode, I start colouring in parts, and anything that's sort of connected to that coloured in bit, I colour that in. And what happens is that your thinking sort of reduces down, because all you have to do is colour and follow the lines, and that's it. That's the only thinking that you have to do, what I have to do in order to get into that mode where I'm not so thinking about stuff. Oh, and on that note, let's kick into it. Eight 0910. Interesting. All right, let's do trace. Oh, 80910. Just before we start, as I was filling out the admin page, I could feel like a draft on my left arm, my probe arm, so I'll make note of that. Probe arm called draft felt. Let's trace. Getting some flat structures in my head. Flat structures, felt, and head. Feels like spots on head which feel like raised points on forehead. feet feel cold, cool air around them. Surface, skin on feet, feel cool or cold. Feel density in body, increase like thickness, being created. Head structure feels like being squeezed a little. Okay, pro points done. Let's see what we can declare. So number one is structure in the head. 2, coldness in feet. 3, structure density, thickness. Okay, let's go. Seats. Touch one. Okay. Probe arm. What I feel, it's like something structural and flat on top of my body. It feels like it's almost pushing down. Structure felt flatness, flatness felt across head, flatness felt by legs, arms, head, shoulders. So it just feels flat, like it's flat on my arms, almost feels heaviness. And the flatness only feels like flatness felt on top of body surfaces. So it feels like on top of my arms it feels flat, on top of my body it feels flat, on top of my head it feels flat. It's like flatness everywhere that I can feel, like the form almost. And then just feeling the density or the heaviness of that structure as well. So let's go touch to early days. Okay. Just drawing me sitting down, because I can feel stuff in my legs. It sort of feels like from what I feel on my legs, there's a separation, like this is cold, the legs feel cold, feel separated. Legs and waist feel separate. Where I'm sitting in my butt feels warm, sort of like normal, but my legs feel the legs attached to, and there's this distinct line, cold area, and that's why it feels separated. It's like it's detached, or it's another form. My feet feel cold as well. So yeah, so cold legs, cold flows around, just and then at this point there's like a line that chops that coldness off, and I end up with my waist and my butt in the chair sort of feel. So that's touch 2. Let's carry on. Oh 08, 09, 10, sorry. Alright, let's go touch 3. Okay. Probe. It's like structures, especially on my left side, but there feels like something that's going down to my arm on the table, like a sort of a structure. It feels connected. Definitely a flat structure there. Structures felt in head. There's more detail, it's more flat and dense. Structures feel connected to structure. This feels like a big structure that's connecting these. Big structure connecting head with arms. Okay. There's something in my arm. It's like in my elbow. Some unusual feeling in elbow. Feels like there's a structured bit and a loose bit. Feels like separate blocks of feeling. One block feels warm, other block warm, hot, other block normal. Is heat, temperature being felt. Some hot, cold sensations. Okay. Texture. Structure feels like it's structure curving. Feels like curvature and structure. The form feels like it's going around my head, so it's just sort of the structure's getting a bit more detailed, and curvature and structure. Flatness on leg still. Structure form and the head part. Alright. These are my feet. I'll try and draw exactly what I felt. So there seems to be a flow, a cold flow that's hitting the back of my ankles, and it's flowing. So cold flows felt. Feet feel solid with cold flows going past. So they're colder at the back and they're less cold at the front of the foot. So cold flows from behind felt. Let's do it. Okay. My feet. Feel coldness on the inside. Coldness on inside of feet. Felt. Definitely on the inside. My knees feel flat, so if I were to draw my knees, there would be flat structures, thighs and legs feel like flat structures. There's some structure felt in my head. Large, dense, solid structure feels high in head, tall. So without having to draw the body, that's basically it. So must have some sort of wind, high, flat structures, and something with that's tall, a tall structure. Okay, texture temp. So my knees and feet. Definitely feeling flows hitting the front of the shin and flowing towards the back on both legs. Which probably denotes the direction I'm facing in. So cold flows felt in front and feet. Front of shins and feet. Feel active cold flows. The back doesn't, definitely not, can't feel in there, but definitely the front can feel the cold flows coming through. Let's see what else we can pick up. Wow, okay. So just drawing my legs, my feet. So my knees pointing forward, and I can feels like something's in the middle of my legs, either in like straddling a cold area, on inside of thighs. I can feel something structural on the left side of my head. Feel something long, tall. It's tall structure. Head. My whole head's getting structural, but it extends beyond my head, so something's definitely tall in this. And the structures are sort of coming through. Up. Cold inside. If I try to explain what I'm sort of feeling, it's like I've got a cold, I'm sitting next to a cold barrel, like a chilled barrel, and I'm sort of not hugging it, I'm hugging it with my legs, so my legs are around it. Hugging a cold barrel, like. And my legs are on either side and they're getting cold by it. And then I just got this tall structures coming through my head. And those are being felt as well. Temp 3. Okay, drawing my non-probe hand. So when I probed, all along this edge of the hand, got pins and needles all of a sudden, and then the pins and needles crept across my hand and just a little bit down my arm. And it felt like pins and needles feeling like slow movement. Spreading across half of hand. And what it felt like the pins and needles, it felt like, well, the only thing I can think of is it sounded like you were dragging a tree across the ground, like you can hear that all the branches sort of going across there. Feels like a tree branch being dragged across the hand outside, as opposed to the inside of the arm. It was all on the outside, and it just got tingles, and then that tingle just tingled right across, and I could feel some movement in the air. I don't know what it was. Very strange, but let's log it. Dragged across the hand, and outside of hand, like tiny little things being dragged, or tiny little pins and needles, or tiny bits of tingliness. Alright, let's go. Team 3, next is colors. Let's do it. Let's go, colors. Okay, try that again. Darks, reds, streaks, yellow. Okay, 2. Darks, greens, orange, blues. Show me the colours. Pretty much the same. Some yellows. There was a shape, dark shape. Noticed. Okay. Smells. Cold breathing. I feel coldness sort of blowing up into my face. Felt coldness across cheeks, on face, sort of the flow from flowing upwards. As I breathed in, it just felt like these started to open up, and cold air started going across my face, my cheeks. Cold breathing noticed, and flow in direction. different. Warm breath feels inside. If I were to draw that, I felt like there was warm room, space, feels like arms is hugging a big geometric shape, like so it feels like my arms are wrapped around it, the shape, and I'm trying to hug it. Like arms is hugging a big geometric shape. Area, space. It's like I'm like holding it. Holding. Three. Body feels warm, structural, but arms on outside, like the outside of the arms, outside of structure. I'll put arms. Feel cold, intermittent, sort of squirts of cold. So as I probe it, it's like this big inside area is all warm and cozy. It might be the heater, but on the outside, I'm feeling the outside cold. So definitely something's being contained, maybe, and the outside is still hitting the outside, but the inside's nice and comfortable. Structure, inside and outside, felt. Let's carry on. Wow, okay. So what I can feel is like points in my head. Can feel pointy objects in my head. It sort of feels like can sort of feel a structure, but I can feel the flows. There's sort of flows that sort of split, and you can, it's like you feel the energy being split apart by these points. Not really sure what that means, but you know, that's the best I can articulate it. And with hearing, all I'm doing is just trying to put my awareness around my head, trying to sense anything, because it's here. And I got not a sound, but a structural feeling instead. Not sound. Here too. Okay, now it feels more, sort of feels like something's going around my head. So I can feel the structures, feel structure. Around my head, around my ears, around here. I feel solid, dense, structural. And this is on both, but in between it sort of goes away. Like I don't feel it go straight across, it sort of goes away, then rises back up that side. So really I felt that U shape, and all the rest is sort of flinging away. Felt U shape. Ears feel strong, structural. Form, then ebbs away as it traces behind head and rises to other ear. Interesting. I wonder if there's some points on this, whatever this is, or at least that U shape. So hearing 3. Okay. So my legs feel like structural forms. Like structural flat structural forms. And my arms feel like structural forms as well. On arms and legs, outside of them feels cold flows, like outside exposed to cold weather, or cold weather-ish, weather-like. Okay, here 3. Yeah, something structural. And head. Okay, let's do join 1. at the moment it sort of feels like a structure, not a person at all. I'm not too sure. Let's go join. Large structure felt. Body, structure, coldness, felt, and feet, and forearms. Feels, structure, feels heavy, solid, weight. Okay, join 2. Let's see if we can pick up anything else. Body feels like a wedge. It's like I can feel all the heaviness being put on the top, and it's being squeezed or by weight of structure. Wedge shape, squeezed, high stress, kind of feels like it's being weighed down, weight down. That'll do. So my head, it's also feeling that wedginess, that force down. Head feels force down, stress from top. Solid foundation. Lots of weight. Head feels really heavy. Ears feel thick and dense. Okay. What we got? Snapshot. seemed to be something circular on the top and some some layers, some pointy bits coming up. There's this, I don't know, it just doesn't look like a cave or anything. It looks like it's there to call feeling associated with this. Like calling. Presented. Searching. Well, temple. Just chuck that in there. It was like this big circular thing at the top. And there were only flashes of something that was there, but I had these points and these layers. But this thing here, it felt like it was spreading out. Like calling. Anyway, snapshot number 2. Let's do this. Okay, I saw this something there, then I saw these structures come off it. It's weird. It looked like a horizon of some kind, but everything underneath was sort of black. But then it was like a sunset. Yeah, well, sunset. This one was bright with all these sort of either structures or something coming off them. So it was like a lattice, so maybe this was something and this was like the building surrounding it or something. But yeah, the second picture I got was sort of like, and then this sort of coming off it. Okay, snapshot number 3. Okay. There's this big these things flowing up. Sort of flowing up in that direction. Look like a structure. Glowing shape. Alright, that's structure mesh gone. Let's get ready for the matrix. Sensorals. Feels like something round. It's like I'm hugging something. There's something big structural on my head. But my arms, my body, which is in the side, this drawing, just feels long. And it feels like I'm hugging it. That's how it comes through. It's like I'm hugging a big, tall, round structure. Okay. Let's go with magnitude. Feet. Cold curve structure. These are my feet. Just feel the coldness on the inside of whatever this thing is. Structural feeling. In my head, feels the same. It's like my head. It's got a curvature to it, heavily structured, and it's going beyond my head as well, heavily structured, beyond top of head, tall. Okay. Topo. Topological. It's like I keep seeing this triangle and then additional triangles coming off it. I don't know what that is. It's like a structure, but then it's got like it repeats itself going back. Shapes. Repeated. Subjectives. Yeah, I can't feel any feelings. It feels like head's tight, but no headache. You know, when you get a headache and your head feels tight, I feel that right now. So it's like heavily structural, but that's all I can feel. It's like dense as hell. Dense and no headache. Head tight. It's in the forehead. Or front of head. Front of the head. I wonder if that'll make any significant sort of contribution. Okay. Energy, okay, so 8 metrics. 80910. feet are so cold. Ice cold. Top of feet. It feels like there's a lot of directed cold at feet. Like feet dipped in cold, super cold water, super cold water. That's how cold they're getting. Alright, let's go physical. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Couldn't get much. I could feel like 6 strong pointy bits and a whole lot of other, but there seem to be some tall structures in there. Yeah. Okay, let's get that out. Some tall structures, I think. Okay, para. Okay, with the feet again. Just feels like flows coming off my feet. Going behind, flows going behind, like wake. Cold wake flow. Eight. So symbolic. Okay. Show me a symbol of this target, please. Okay, so high, tall shape. Top of something Seemed like it had multiple sort of layers, like an onion. And all around was sort of black. Maybe it's an onion. I don't know. Alright, concepts. Worship. Gate. Symbol. Calling. Structure. Tall. All to see. That'll do. Personal responses. None. Last page. Get a couple of snapshots in. That'll be us. So it looked like that thing there, then it just sort of went layered all on the inside. Just all dark, plus I had the shape. Sort of looked like, I don't know, like this was land and all these were like old trees or something sticking out of the ground. Sort of providing that landscape sort of feel. Anyway, guys, that is our session done. Let's end it off. So session end. Alright, can't wait to see what this session's going to bring. Alright, thank you very much for joining me, guys, and I'll catch you on the review on the next one. See you later. Keep practicing.